is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The Catholic Church is tonight facing a civil lawsuit by a local woman who alleges she was abused as a girl at a church in Kingsville. CTV's Sanjay Maru has our top story.
The allegations date back to 1979. A woman identified only by initials in court documents was 6 years old when she says she was pulled out of school at St. John de Brebeuf Catholic Elementary and brought to the associated parish nearby.
She was summoned out of her grade 1 class and headed over to the parish to receive a prize.
But her lawyer, Rob Talek, says that is not what happened. The statement of claim filed in late 2024 alleges the then first grader was sexually assaulted inside St. John de Brebeuf Parish by Father L.C. Mike Langan. The claim alleging she was inappropriately touched, forced into sexual contact, and left not fully understanding what had happened to her. None of the allegations have been tested in court.
Like most victims of childhood sexual abuse, it takes some decades to be able to confront it. And she actually filed this litigation around her 50th birthday, looking to reconcile some of the issues from her youth.
The claim alleges Langan used his role as a priest, chaplain, and representative of the diocese to gain access to the plaintiff and control her. It also alleges he made her feel special in the eyes of the church and God, while making her afraid her soul was in danger if she told anyone.
And that's because of the elevated position and power that's given to priests.
Langan died in 2005. But the lawsuit names the Diocese of London as the defendant. The claim accuses the diocese of failing to protect the plaintiff and failing to properly screen, supervise, and monitor the priest.
It's the Supreme Court of Canada that has ruled decades ago that when a priest abuses a young parishioner, the diocese, the employer, will automatically be responsible.
In a statement, the Diocese of London says it cannot comment on a case before the courts, but points to its safe environment policy, which has been in place since 1989, which requires all clergy and staff to attend mandatory training every 2 years or when there's a major change. According to Talek, this case goes beyond seeking financial compensation for Langan's alleged actions. He says his client wants this case to encourage others to speak up.
She's very determined to see this through and bring some light onto this issue and assistance to other victims.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
In Windsor, police are looking for witnesses who were driving on Howard Avenue north of Eastie Row early Saturday morning. Around 5 a.m., a 69-year-old was struck as he tried to cross the street near Charles Street. Police closed the street for 5 hours to investigate. They are asking anyone with information to contact them or make an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Meantime, early Sunday morning, a car drove into this home on Paulette Road at the corner of National Street. Incredibly, no one was hurt, but it was a rude awakening for the family around 5 a.m. Windsor police say the driver lost control of his vehicle but did not need to go to the hospital. The driver has been charged with careless driving under the Ontario Highway Traffic Act. The Lakeshore Fire Department is upgrading their staffing. In an effort to improve response times, Lakeshore is moving to a composite fire service, which blends full-time and on-call firefighters. They're doing away with the 10 voluntary positions, which are currently unfilled. 2 new full-time jobs will be created, filled by current staff. Fire Chief Jason Suchu believes the change will help address rising demand and recruitment challenges. At Windsor City Hall today, the Development and Heritage Standing Committee has approved a rezoning request for Howard and Holborn. A developer wants to put in a 6-story apartment building to create 90 housing units. At a recent public open house, some nearby residents raised concerns about height and neighborhood character, but city planners say this site is specifically designated for intensification. The idea now must go to Windsor City Council. Downtown, interest continues for Project Greenlight.
By the toll on the sidewalk, this area is private property.
The downtown BIA is encouraging business owners to install AI-powered cameras which can issue live voice warnings. The organization will cover the first year of fees for a single camera setup. So far, 21 business owners have signed on in their fight to curtail loitering, vandalism, and trespassing.
which is a big difference in just having a regular CCTV system. So that's the one thing I think is important to get out to members of the BIA, people downtown, is that the proactive capabilities of these cameras to get people to move along and stop doing what you're doing is what's most important.
Meantime, this piece of Windsor sport history might be getting a facelift. The mural dedicated to the Spits is on the side of the old barn, but some of the names, as you can see, have chipped off. Fixing it is included in the overall review of the old Windsor Arena, according to a city councillor.
We're going to use it to support what the downtown and what the city needs right now. But bad times don't last forever, right? And when those times go by, then that facility, that building will still exist for something else. And who knows what the future holds, right?
And out in Essex tonight, Council unanimously approved looking into improvements for Colchester Harbour. They're going to get a report on the feasibility of opening the harbour earlier in the season and whether or not they can reinstate seaweed management. Both reports must go back before Main Council before anything tangible can proceed. The Spitfires season is over, and it marks the end of the road for some of the team's longest tenured players.
You know, wearing this jersey every day for the last 4 years has been, you know, the best moments of my life, and so many memories have come from Windsor and just everyone being here and the whole organization. So it's been such an honor to be a Spitfire for the last 4 years.
Players wrapping up the season Sunday with end-of-the-year team interviews. Captain Leon Greentree is among the players moving on, hoping to crack an NHL roster this fall. Despite losing several key players, head coach Greg Walters says he's optimistic about the team's future.
You look at our young guys, the Ethan Gardens, Robinsons, Johnny McLaughlin, Harvey McKeish, you know, those guys playing in the going to the conference finals is only going to help us for next year, and we'll have a good group again.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. Then later, Ottawa announces tariff relief, but is it enough for Windsor manufacturers? An answer later in our newscast. A beautiful spring day outside with a look at your full weather forecast. Here's CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, and hopefully you didn't get too wet with some of the showers that have moved through parts of extreme southwestern Ontario tonight. Some thunderstorms within the vicinity. It has been a warm day across the region, in fact. Much of the lower Great Lakes, upper teens, low to mid-20s, and this stretches from Windsor, Essex towards Chatham, Kent, and towards the Golden Horseshoe, 25 degrees Celsius. We were 6 to 8 degrees above seasonal. Here's a replay. You can see this massive spin of low pressure. The core is over northern, central, northwestern Ontario, and the sweeping cold front is the catalyst behind this activity and stirred up some showers. What we are likely to see through the overnight is continuing right now. Some scattered showers along the north shores of Lake Erie, and we will continue to watch to see if this stream, this conveyor belt of moisture on the heels of this initial cold front brings rains. If it moves a degree north latitude, we are going to be in for a soaking over the next 24 to 48 hours. I think it's going to lie mostly over the state of Pennsylvania, moving into western New York, so we have our eyes on it. But we are wet and unsettled tonight into tomorrow morning. Will we get hit with the heaviest bands? I don't think so, but wet weather is in the vicinity and will continue to be the story for the next couple of days, in fact. A couple of things to point out. It is windy, by the way. It will continue to be windy through the overnight with gusts in the 40 to 50 range. Some areas will see 60 with sustained winds around 35 to 45. It is a mild early morning start. A low of 14 degrees before sunrise. That's about 8 degrees above seasonal. And we are warm-ish to start things when we're headed to work or school. 14 degrees at 8 o'clock. Showers mostly cloudy throughout the morning, midday and afternoon. High of 16. And again, the winds, well, they're breezy. Northerlies sustained at 30 with gusts in the 40 to 50 range. So rain on the way, not nearly as warm. Will drop by 9 degrees, down to 16 instead of 25. 12 degrees and showers still cool. Wednesday's a wet day, especially in the morning. Thursday, a bit of a break, sunshine, 14, then mid to upper teens. Friday through to Monday of next week. Could see some fair weather on Sunday, but the story will be cloudiness and potential showers passing through. Michelle?
Thanks, Gary. Help announced today for companies affected by Donald Trump's tariffs. CTV's Chris Campbell explains the announcement and brings the reaction.
In a moment like this, we just don't stand still. We act.
Ottawa announcing up to $1 billion in loans Monday to support steel and aluminum businesses affected by the tariffs.
The loans will be between $2 million up to $50 million.
The first year of the 3-year loans will be interest-free. This comes just days after manufacturers and local MPs gathered in Windsor, Essex, warning the situation is critical. On the floors of mold and tool shops, finished products like this one sit idle, not being shipped.
So I'm left holding the interest payments and the full cost of the tool until we actually do ship it to the customer.
Tariffs are now being applied to the full value of steel, aluminum, and copper imports, rather than simply the metal components, driving up the bill.
So you're talking, millions of dollars for shops that their total sales in a year might be $45 million, and if you're cutting out 10, 15 million of that they're holding on to, that's not a sustainable situation.
They're going to have to start making those tough decisions.
Reaction to Ottawa's plan is cautious.
I'm going to be honest with you, it does fall short. Does it create some certainty in an uncertain time? It does, because these loans will be used to try and keep these companies open while they try and navigate through what's going on. So it's not bad news. But I'm not going to say that it gets it over the finish line either.
Officials say while the quick response is welcome, taking on more debt may not ease the pressure.
At the end of the day, this is a loan. This is a very, very short-term potential Band-Aid.
Essex MP Chris Lewis argues the plan doesn't address long-term certainty for manufacturers. Windsor's mayor sharing similar concerns, worried companies could be left carrying the burden years down the road.
It really doesn't look like this is going to help a whole lot.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Former Hudson's Bay buildings across Canada are being reimagined as owners face the challenge of repurposing those massive retail spaces. CTV's Kathy Lee reports on the shift away from traditional retail.
From Toronto to Ottawa to Calgary, iconic Hudson's Bay buildings are changing hands and being reimagined following the company's bankruptcy last year. This one on Stephen Avenue in Calgary is set to be turned into residential units after locally based Astra Real Estate signed a deal to buy it.
It might make it a lot more busy with all the people.
I was actually thinking this would be cool if it was a condo building.
One realtor says the downtown location makes it ideal for housing, but only if the conditions are right.
If you can do something that offers a unique aspect and it's priced affordably, that's kind of the winning combination.
A retail analyst says with Calgary's growing population, turning this former Bay building into condos could be a strong opportunity. But elsewhere in the country, owners are getting creative, filling these massive spaces.
If the property is in a marquee location, they may cut it up, divide it up, and lease it out to a few other retailers.
In Ottawa, a company has reached a deal to buy this former Hudson's Bay, but hasn't decided what to do with it yet. And at this closed Toronto location, a proposal to transform most of it into a self-storage facility has people divided.
It's definitely an interesting location for storage, but I think a lot of people downtown need storage.
I think it's the wrong location.
Property owners say it's been difficult to repurpose buildings like these, citing market conditions, a change in big retail, and building constraints.
The department stores it's sunsetted, and we just don't need the same space. And that's why it's been tougher for landlords to fill this space.
A shift many landlords are now navigating, but at least for this space in Calgary,
might be a nice change to what we have down here.
It's one step closer to having a new purpose. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Meantime, in the U.S., Spirit Airlines is grounded. It's left many travelers stranded or with worthless tickets. CTV's Travis Fortnum reports.
One of the perks of living in Windsor, cheaper flights, just a half-hour drive away. But one of Detroit Metro Airport's biggest budget airlines is now grounded.
This morning at 3 a.m., Spirit Airlines ceased operations.
Spirit Airlines shut down Saturday, blaming deep financial troubles, stranding thousands of passengers, including plenty at Detroit Metro.
I'm so upset.
And what is the trip? Where are you going?
I'm going on a cruise.
And the cruise leaves when?
Tomorrow.
Spirit never operated in Canada and never flew out of Windsor International Airport, but for many Windsor area travelers, the low fares made the border drive worth it. Detroit Metro now warning passengers online, if you're holding a Spirit ticket, don't even bother coming to the airport.
They didn't even send us an actual email. My husband saw it on Instagram and was like, you need to go check right now. So when we looked it up, it was like, your flight's been completely canceled.
For many, that means scrambling to rebook, often at a much higher price.
They're going to give me a refund, but I don't know when. But in the meantime, I guess I got to look for another flight.
Spirit built its business on ultra-low base fares, sometimes as low as $50 US on routes like Detroit to New York. Yes, bags and extras cost more, but even with the add-ons, it was often still the cheapest way to fly. Now, travelers are looking at steeper prices, with other carriers like Delta Airlines listing the same route for more than $300 US.
I got rebooked, even though I had to pay a whole bunch of money more, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do because I invested in my cruise already.
Some airlines are stepping in with so-called rescue fares, including JetBlue offering $100 tickets to stranded Spirit passengers, but only for a limited time. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Transportation saying passengers left without a flight should expect their money back.
You will get a refund for the portion of the flight that you didn't fly.
Spirit says it's working through, quote, an orderly wind down, including automatic refunds for some bookings. If you booked through a travel agent or paid by credit card, experts say a chargeback may also be an option. But for travelers who counted on cheap seats out of Detroit, their next getaway may come with a much bigger price tag. Travis Fortnum, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index lost more than 250 points today. Meanwhile, in New York, the Dow lost 557. The Nasdaq dropped 47. The Canadian dollar is down 1/5 cent today. On commodity markets, gold fell more than $110 an ounce. Oil gained about $4.50 a barrel.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
A judge is set to determine whether a violent criminal with dozens of convictions across southwestern Ontario should be sentenced as a dangerous offender. He was found guilty of shooting his then-girlfriend in 2023, leaving her paralyzed. The woman spoke with CTV's Brent Lale about the punishment she hopes he receives.
I was shot 3 times in the back and left paralyzed, waiting for help for about 3 hours.
Paige Havel remembers the flash of the gun, then being unable to move.
I was screaming for help. Nobody heard me.
It was May 16th, 2023, in a St. Thomas apartment when Havel and her then romantic partner got into an argument. She was shot and left in a pool of her own blood. She had broken bones, a collapsed lung, and a severed spinal cord.
My injury is complete, so I'm going to be like this till the day I die.
James Alexander Brown then took off, and after being chased around the city, he was apprehended. He was charged with 4 offenses, including attempted murder. At the time, Chief Mark Roskamp said this of Brown, who had 61 prior convictions.
This individual is a prolific offender, and we are glad he is in custody.
18 months later, he was convicted by a jury of the lesser charge of discharging a firearm with intent to wound and possession of a loaded, restricted firearm. In the coming weeks, a judge will decide whether James Brown is considered a dangerous offender. He could possibly face an indeterminate sentence. It's what Paige is hoping for.
The lesser sentence could be like maybe 8 years, but the crappy thing about that is so when you're in prison or waiting court, you get time served taken off, so he would get 3 years taken off, and so that wouldn't leave a whole lot of sentence.
With no accessible apartments available in St. Thomas, she's been staying at an assisted living facility in northeast London. She describes it as tough, living with people more than twice her age, many with mental health issues.
I'm reliant on staff to get me in and out of bed, to get me dressed, showered, and like basic things people take for granted.
And while Brown's future is unclear, Havel knows hers.
I believe James took away my future. I'm in prison and I don't get parole.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
BMO held its annual Walk So Kids Can Talk fundraiser this weekend, supporting Kids Help Phone. It was one of several events across the country, bringing in millions of dollars.
3, 2, 1, go! It's really about creating awareness. It's about breaking the stigma when it comes to mental health and supporting our youth.
3.9 million! Thank you, everyone.
We're the only national network that is free 24/7, available in over 100 languages for children no matter where they are in life. We're always there to support them. So today is incredible that we can come across together 16 sites and raise such vital funds to support children from coast to coast to coast.
In Canada, 1 in 2 youth say they're dealing with mental health challenges alone. Kids Help Phone exists for these kids.
We have e-mental health services online. We have crisis across the whole country. It's programs. We have counselor in the classroom. So we really are trying to meet the needs of our youth who benefit from our programs.
It's been called the iceberg capital of the world, and so far this season, the northern coast of Newfoundland has lived up to the name. There have been bergs aplenty along the shores and coasts this year. It's a positive sign for a tourism economy that thrives off those special visitors. CTV's Garrett Babry has more.
The hunt is on to spot a beautiful iceberg along coasts and harbors in Newfoundland and Labrador.
For the first time we are watching iceberg, and we know like those are around 10,000 years old.
They've been big and plentiful so far this spring. Magnificent photos of the frigid structures have caught a lot of attention. Even a typical foggy Newfoundland day couldn't keep the hopeful iceberg spotters away.
I mean, I just like the look of them, and it's cool to see them coming down from, the Arctic.
I like that they're white and out in the ocean.
For some, it's all business, like photographer Michael Windsor.
Now we just need one put, like the one up in Fairyland a few years ago. Put a big iceberg in a perfect spot, like behind a house.
Some of his most impressive iceberg photos have traveled the world, and so has he, in pursuit of that perfect picture.
Like a spring day where there's just an iceberg sitting off, and then the sun rises and you get the heat coming off the sun, and the smells and just the sound of the ocean and the birds is just quite amazing.
But the biggest smiles might be on the faces of tourism operators here in this province, because those big icebergs are bringing big business right at the start of tourism season.
We have, a beautiful coastline. We have icons, the whales, etc. But icebergs trump. And, it's good for the industry.
2 sold-out tours on the first 2 days of the season for Iceberg Quest. Captain Barry Rogers has been entertaining visitors to this province for decades.
There's something special about ice. I mean, the world is intrigued with it, and folks come from all over the globe.
His forecast is good. Environment Canada says there's hundreds of bergs off the coast of Newfoundland and plenty of ice along the coast of Labrador that will soon float on by. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Don't forget, McHappy Day is just around the corner. Today, we caught up with this year's local ambassadors, the McGowans from Bell River. Amanda and Matt McGowan's son, Dryden, needed some extra care when he was born, so the family stayed at the house within a hospital. To give back, their team raised over $2,100 for the charity at April's Big Red Shoe Run. And they are this year's ambassadors for Wednesday's McHappy Day. It raises money for all Ronald McDonald houses across Canada, where the goal is simple: keeping families close.
I think it's a great organization, as, like I said, my wife has said, it keeps families close by in the most important time when we need to be there for our son.
And Gary is next with the exclusive 7-day forecast.
Michelle, I think tonight is wet. There's potential of some thunderstorm activity. The worst of it's likely to stay stateside, so that's some good news. We need the rains, but just not a flooding douse of it. The temperatures are certainly going to fall off. Not looking at mid-20s, not June-like weather. We'll be back to more seasonal values, mid to upper teens as we head towards next week. Couple of cool days, though. 12 degrees on Wednesday, showery, especially in the morning. Bit of a break with some sunshine Thursday, but only 14. Mid-teens, probably an average about 15 to 16 degrees for Chatham-Kent next week, and close to about 17, 18 for Windsor. That would be seasonal for that time of the year next week, wherever you are. Have a good night. Enjoy your weather.
Hopefully, the weather cooperates with this season's LaSalle night markets. Opening night is Sunday, May 31st from 4 to 8. The LaSalle Civic Center will turn into an outdoor marketplace filled with handcrafted goods, food, fresh local produce, and live performances. The summer series is held on the last Sunday of the month from May through August. In September, the last one of the year will be held at the Event Center at LaSalle Landing. Admission is free and folks are encouraged to walk or ride a bike. Parking is limited. That's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for supporting local news. I'll see you right back here Tuesday night at 11. Good night.